Good evening. Shalom, Palmetto Paratrooper. Good to see you, brother. All right. Thanks for joining me for another Bible reading video. We are in chapter 14, I believe, of 1 Kings 14. Yep, that's right. But we're just going to give a minute, let people jump on here. How you doing, brother? Shalom, shalom. I did put I know that people aren't getting notified until I'm already live, so I tried sharing a post on YouTube to let people know that we were doing this. I think I said I was going to do 7 o'clock, but it just didn't work out on my end. But 8 o'clock seems to be pretty doable time. 8 o'clock a.m., 8 o'clock p.m. I think that's what I'm gonna stick with that. JS Genesis Designs, shalom, shalom, and welcome. For those who are watching this later, thanks for watching. If you have a Bible handy, if you're not driving or working, bust it out. We're going to be in chapter 14 of 1 Kings. And yeah, we've read through, goodness, I think 61 out of 66 books in the modern canon. So we are now in the longest books of the Bible. So after we do 1 Kings, we'll hit 2 Kings. Then we got 1st and 2nd Chronicles. And what was after that? I have it written down here. I know that Psalms will be the last one, but I think we just have 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, and then Psalms. And then we've read through the whole Bible together on YouTube. And so that'll be cool to have that as an entire playlist. I kind of wish that I would have done pre-recordings for all these, but I really prefer doing live streams with you guys. So this is just what works best for me. Saucin' shaloms, listening to while doing paperwork. This would be good for my soul. Well, I pray that it is. And Saucin, the other day you said Sergeant Storms was in the house. I didn't see his comment unless he was with you or something. I was kind of lost on where he was. I was looking for him though. Yeah, I think live streams are better. We get to bounce off each other, and it just feels so plastic just talking to a screen. And I like things to be more fluid where, sometimes I'll be reading through the word and I don't know what it means, and I'll ask you guys, and you've been really helpful. So super valuable, and I hope that you guys have been edified by each other too. I don't always read all the chats while we're reading. I just try to stay in the word so that we can read it in context and not get, break it up into too small of chunks. Oh yeah. I was joking saying someone has entered the chat is a joke. Oh, okay, because we're talking about coffee and that's his love. Yes. Yes. And he will bring his what do you call it? I'm losing what it's called, but AeroPress. He brings his AeroPress around with him. And speaking of coffee, I got it over here on my right. If you guys want to sign up, you can cancel if you want, but sign up for our coffee subscription and you can get a bag for free, and you can cancel after your first month. I'd prefer it if you at least wait till your second month comes through to help me break even on that bag. But if you want to try it, I'm sure you'll like it. It's organic coffee, and so that is a promo that we're doing right now. So for those who watch our YouTube channel, want to let you guys know about that. Father-in-law's name was Ed. Gave him 6 of his 7 grandchildren. Does that make him make him edified? I think it does. I think it does. And at the end of educated, perhaps at the end of this live stream, we're gonna do some Bible trivia questions, and maybe we'll give away one of these bags, so you don't have to sign up for a subscription if you don't want to. But let's go ahead. I think we've about 5 minutes in. Some people will find out that we're on here. Give the video a like real quick if you don't mind. We'll go ahead and get right in. Okay. 1 Kings chapter 14, verse 1. And as usual, I'm reading out of the TS 2009. After we finish this read through the entire Bible, I might read a little bit from the Sefer. I might pull up Old King Jimmy. I'm not dedicated to one translation at this point. In fact, I like knowing what other people like as translation. So before I actually start reading, I'm curious to know what translation do you guys lean towards mostly? I know that the scriptures is a pretty solid. I like it a lot. The older the translation, the better, in my opinion. So maybe Masoretic, Septuagint. You lean one direction or the other. I don't. Also, what is the other one that a lot of people get into? I can't remember what it's called. Somebody help me out. You know what I'm talking about? Targums. People read the Targums. I don't actually have any. I don't have a bias toward or against the Targums. I don't know that much about them. My daily driver is KJV, but I cross-reference with Geneva, Ethiopian, Sefer, scriptures, etc. Very good. That's cool. That's why I like having the Bible app, because you can easily cross-reference. It's like so snappy to cross-reference and to look up words in the concordance and such. So that's pretty cool. So we only got 4 people in here, so I'm not gonna wait until everybody gives theirs. I'm KJV and scriptures for basic study reference. Others on occasion, pretty much what Palmetto said. Cool. Yeah, physical copies is a way to go. I've got physical copies of the scriptures, of course, KJV. I got rid of my NIV. There was a couple translational issues, in my opinion, that I just was like, you know what, that's a pretty big error. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now, but I got rid of it. My wife and I jokingly call it the non-inspired version. So if you read the NIV, no offense, it's just a joke. Okay, here we go. I do like the ESV. Also like to read the ESV and the Amplified. Chapter 14, verse 1 of 1 Kings. At that time, Abiah, the son of Jeroboam, became sick, and Jeroboam said to his wife, "Please arise and disguise yourself." So real quick, for context, a prophet was told, and I don't remember what his name was, but a prophet was told, "Don't go in it." Let's just go there. And see, a man of Elohim went to Judah and Bethel, and the word of Yahuwah, while Jeroboam was standing in the slaughter place. It really doesn't give his name, as far as I remember. Oh, no, son is to be born. Yoshiyahu is his name. Anyways, a prophet was told, don't go into so-and-so's house and eat with him or drink with him. Don't go in. And don't go back the way you came. Go another way. And he listened to the voice of somebody else who claimed to be a prophet of Yah, and he was not, but he was lying. And then he was killed. He was mauled by a lion in the way that he was going. The lion didn't eat him or the donkey that he was riding on, but it was just standing by him almost as a witness against him. And at that time, Abiah, the son of Jeroboam, became sick, and Jeroboam said to his wife, "Please arise and disguise yourself so they do not know that you are the wife of Jeroboam, and go to Shiloh. See, Ahiah the prophet is there, who spoke to me of becoming king over this people. And you shall take with you 10 loaves and cakes and a jar of honey, and go to him. Let him declare to you what becomes of the child." And Jeroboam's wife did so, and rose up and went to Shiloh, and came to the house of Ahiah. But Ahiyahu was unable to see, for his eyes had set because of his age. And Yahuwah had said to Ahiyahu, "See, the wife of Jeroboam is coming to ask you a word about her son, for he is sick. Speak to her thus and thus, for it shall be when she comes in that she makes herself strange." She's disguising herself. Verse 6, and it came to be, when Ahiyahu heard the sound of her footsteps as she came through the door, he said, "Come in, wife of Jeroboam. Why are you making yourself strange? And I have been sent to you with a hard word. Go, say to Jeroboam, thus said Yahuwah Elohim of Israel, because I exalted you from among the people and made you ruler over my people Israel, and tore the reign away from the house of David and gave it to you. And you have not been as my servant David, who guarded my commands and who followed me with all his heart to do only what was right in my eyes. But you have done more evil than all who were before you, for you have gone and made for yourself other mighty ones and molded images to provoke me and have cast me behind your back. Therefore, see, I am bringing evil to the house of Jeroboam, and shall cut off from Jeroboam every male in Israel, whether shut up or left at large, and sweep away the remnant of the house of Jeroboam, as one sweeps away dung until it is all gone. Those of Jeroboam who die in the city, the dogs do eat, and those who die in the field, the birds of the heavens do eat. For Yahuwah has spoken it. And you, arise, go to your house. When your feet enter the city, the child shall die, and all Israel shall mourn for him and bury him, for he is the only one of Jeroboam who shall come to the burial site, because in him there is found a good report toward Yahuwah Elohim of Israel in the house of Jeroboam. And Yahuwah shall raise up for himself a sovereign over Israel, who cuts off the house of Jeroboam this day and even now. And Yahuwah shall strike Israel as a reed is shaken in the water, and shall pluck Israel from this good soil which he gave to their fathers, and shall scatter them beyond the river, because they made their Asherim provoking Yahuwah. And he shall give Israel up because of the sins of Jeroboam, who sinned and who made Israel sin. And the wife of Jeroboam rose up and went and came to Tirzah. When she came to the threshold of the house, the child died. And they buried him, and all Israel lamented for him, according to the word of Yahuwah, which he spoke through his servant Ahiyahu the prophet. And the rest of the acts of Jeroboam, how he fought and how he reigned, see, they are written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel. And the days that Jeroboam reigned was 22 years. So he slept with his fathers, and Nadab his son reigned in his place. Meanwhile, Rehoboam, son of Solomon, reigned in Judah. Rehoboam was 41 years old when he became king, and he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, the city which Yahuwah had chosen out of all the tribes of Israel to put his name there. And his mother's name was Naamah, the Ammonitess. And Yahuwah did evil in the eyes, and Judah did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah, and they provoked him to jealousy with their sins which they committed, more than all that their fathers had done. For they also built for themselves high places and pillars and asherim on every high hill and under every green tree. And there were also cult prostitutes in the land. They did according to all the abominations of the nations which Yahuwah dispossessed before the children of Israel. And it came to be in the 5th year of King Rehoboam, that Shishak, king of Mitzrayim, came up from Jerusalem, and he took away the treasures of the house of Yahuwah and the treasures of the king's house. He even took away all. And he took away all the shields of gold which Solomon had made. And King Rehoboam made shields of bronze to replace them, and entrusted them into the hands of the chiefs of the guard, who guarded the entrance of the king's house. And it came to be, whenever the king went into the house of Yahuwah, the guards would bring them, then take them back into the guard room. And the rest of the acts of Rehoboam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? And there was fighting between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all the days. And Rehoboam slept with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David. And the name of his mother was Naamah, the Ammonitess. And Abiam, his son, reigned in his place. 15. And in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, Jeroboam, son of Nebat, Abiam became king over Judah. He reigned 3 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Maacah, the granddaughter of Abishalom. And he walked in all the sins of his father, which he had done before him, and his heart was not perfect to Yahuwah his Elohim, as was the heart of his father David. But for David's sake, Yahuwah his Elohim gave him a lamp in Jerusalem to raise up his son after him, and by establishing Jerusalem. For David did what was right in the eyes of Yahuwah, and did not turn aside from all that he commanded him all the days of his life, except in the matter of Uriah the Hittite. And there was fighting between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all the days of his life. And the rest of the acts of Abiam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? And there was fighting between Abiam and Jeroboam. So Abiam slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David. And Asa, his son, reigned in his place. And in the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, Asa became king over Judah. And he reigned 41 years in Jerusalem, and his grandmother's name was Maacah, the granddaughter of Absalom. And Asa did what was right in the eyes of Yahuwah, as his father David had done, and put away the cult prostitutes from the land, and removed all the idols that his fathers had made. And he also removed Maacah, his grandmother, from being sovereigness mother, because she had made an abominable image of Asherah. And Asa cut down her abominable image and burned it by the Wadi Kidron. And the high places were not removed, However, Asa's heart was perfect with Yahweh all his days. And he brought into the house of Yahweh the set-apart items of his father and his own set-apart items, silver and gold and utensils. And there was fighting between Asa and Baasha, king of Israel, all their days. And Baasha, king of Israel, came up against Judah and built Ramah to keep anyone from going out or coming in to Asa, king of Judah. Okay, so here we have Baasha is the king of Israel now, and Asa is the king of Judah. Sorry, I'm just keeping tabs. Now, verse 18, and Asa took all the silver and gold that was left in the treasuries of the house of Yahuwah and the treasuries of the king's house, and gave them into the hand of his servants. And King Asa sent them to Ben-Hadad, son of Tabrimon, son of Hezion, king over Aram, who dwelt in Damascus, saying, Let there be a covenant between you and me, as there was between my father and your father. Look, I have sent you a present of silver and gold. Come, break your covenant with Baasha, king of Israel, so that he withdraws from me. And Ben-Hadad listened to King Asa and sent the commanders of his armies against the cities of Israel, and struck Leon and Dan and Abel, Beth Maacah, and all Kinneroth, with all the land of Naphtali. And it came to be, when Baasha heard it, that he stopped building Ramah and remained in Tirzah. Then King Asa summoned all Judah, none was exempted, and they took away the stones and timber of Ramah, which Baasha had used for building. And with them King Asa built Geba of Benjamin and Mitzpah. And the rest of all the acts of Asa and all his might and all that he did and all the cities which he built, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? But in the time of his old age, he was diseased in his feet. So Asa slept with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David, his father. And Jehoshaphat, his son, reigned in his place. And Nadab, son of Jeroboam, became king over Israel in the 2nd year of Asa, king of Judah. Okay, so Jehoshaphat took the place of Asa over Jerusalem, right? And Nadab, son of Jeroboam, became king over Israel in the 2nd year of Asa, king of Judah. Yep. And he reigned over Israel 2 years. And he did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah, and walked in the way of his father, and in his sin by which he had made Israel sin. Then Baasha, son of Ahiah, of the house of Issachar, conspired against him, and Baasha struck him at Gibbethon, which belonged to the Philistines, for Nadab and all Israel had laid siege to Gibbethon. And Baasha killed him in the 3rd year of Asa, king of Judah, and reigned in his place. And it came to be, when he became king, that he struck all the house of Jeroboam. He did not leave to Jeroboam anyone breathing, until he had destroyed him, according to the word of Yahuwah, which he had spoken by his servant Ahiah the Shilonite, because of the sins of Jeroboam, which he had sinned, and by which he had made Israel sin, because of his provocation with which he had provoked Yahuwah Elohim of Israel. Give me 1 second, I'm sorry. And there was fighting between Asa and Baasha, king of Israel, all their days. In the 3rd year of Asa, king of Judah, Baasha, son of Ahiah, became king over all Israel in Tirzah and reigned 24 years. And he did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah and walked in the way of Jeroboam and in his sin by which he had made Israel sin. So we're moving quickly through history now. Got lots of kings coming and going. Moose Run, shalom, brother. Shalom. Wow. Your phone just saw the notification for the stream 23 minutes later. Well, then I need to set the stream up at least 30 minutes ahead of time. Maybe that'll help. It's definitely not helping that I'm doing it like 15 minutes before I go live. But I digress. Let's keep reading. Chapter 16. Then the word of Yahuwah came to Yehu, son of Hanani, against Baasha, saying, because I raised you up out of the dust and made you ruler over my people Israel, but you walked in the way of Jeroboam and made my people Israel sin to provoke me with their sins. See, I am going to sweep away Baasha and his house, and shall make your house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat. Anyone belonging to Baasha who dies in a city, the dogs eat, and anyone belonging to him who dies in a field, the birds of the heavens eat. Wait, didn't we already read this? Yeah, we did read this. Oh, or did we? I could swear that we read this also. In 26th year of Asa, king over Judah. Okay, anyways, I think that we're in the right chapter. I'm not sure, though. We're going to read it. We're just going to read it. Because I raised you up out of the dust and made you rule over my people Israel, but you walked in the ways of Jeroboam and made my people Israel sin to provoke me with their sins. See, I'm going to sweep away Baasha and his house, and shall make your house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat. Anyone belonging to Baasha who dies in a city, the dogs eat, and anyone belonging to him who dies in the field, the birds of the heavens eat. And the rest of the acts of Baasha, what he did and his might, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel? Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out what chapter we should be on. So Baasha slept with his fathers and was buried in Tirzah. And his son Elah reigned in his place. Moreover, the word of Yahuwah came by the prophet Yehu, son of Hanani, against Baasha and his house, because of all the evil that he did in the eyes of Yahuwah, and provoking him with the work of his hands, in being like the house of Jeroboam, and because he struck them. In the 26th year of Asa, king over Judah, Elah, son of Baasha, began to reign over Israel in Tirzah 2 years. And his servant Zimri, commander of half his chariots, conspired against him as he was in Tirzah, drinking himself drunk in the house of Arza, who was over his house in Tirzah. We're in the right chapter, I'm sure of it. Then Zimri came in and struck him and killed him in the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah, and reigned in his place. And it came to be, when he began to reign, as soon as he was seated on the throne, that he struck all the house of Baasha. He did not leave him one male, neither of his relatives nor of his friends. So Zimri destroyed the entire house of Baasha according to the word of Yahuwah, which he spoke against Baasha by Jehu the prophet. For all the sins of Baasha and the sins of Elah his son, by which he had sinned and by which they had made Israel sin, and provoking Yahuwah Elohim of Israel with their worthlessnesses. And that is how it says, worthlessnesses. And the rest of the acts of Elah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel? So, the book of the annals of the kings of Israel, real quick, because that's been mentioned a lot of times. Is that something that you guys recognize that's been included in our modern day canon? The 66 books that show up in most modern KJVs, not the 1611 version though. Is that the book of Second Kings maybe they're referring to? I don't know. I'll come back to the chat and see what you guys have said. In the verse 15, in the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah, Zimri reigned 7 days in Tirzah, and the people were encamped against Gibbethon, which belonged to the Philistines. And the people who were encamped heard it said, Zimri has conspired and also struck the king. So all Israel set up Omri, the commander of the army, to reign over Israel that day in the camp. And Omri went up, and all Israel with him, from Gibbethon, and they besieged Tirzah. And it came to be, when Zimri saw that the city was captured, that he went into a high place of the king's house and burned the king's house down upon himself with fire and died, because of the sins which he had sinned in doing evil in the eyes of Yahuwah, in walking in the ways of Jeroboam, and in his sin which he had committed to make Israel sin. And the rest of the acts of Zimri and the conspiracy he made, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel? Then the people of Israel were divided into two parts. Half of the people followed Tibni, son of Ginath, to make him reign, and half followed Omri. But the people who followed Omri were stronger than the people who followed Tibni, son of Ginath, and Tibni died, and Omri reigned. In the 31st year of Asa, king of Judah, Omri became king over Israel and reigned 12 years. He reigned 6 years in Tirzah, and he bought the hill of Shamaron from Shemer for 2 talents of silver, and built on the hill, and called the name of the city which he built Shamaron, after the name of Shemer, owner of the hill. And Omri did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah, and did evil more than all those before him, and walked in the ways of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, and in his sin by which he made Israel sin, provoking Yahuwah Elohim of Israel with their worthlessnesses. And the rest of the acts of Omri which he did, and the might that he attained, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel? So Omri slept with his fathers and was buried in Shamaron. And Ahab, his son, reigned in his place in the 38th year of Asa, king of Judah. Ahab, son of Omri, became king over Israel, and Ahab, son of Omri, reigned over Israel in Shamaron 22 years. And Ahab, son of Omri, did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah more than all those before him. And it came to be, as though it had been a light matter for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, that he took as wife Isabel, the daughter of Ethbaal, king of the Sidonians. And he went and served Baal and bowed himself to it. and raised up a slaughter place for Baal in the house of Baal, which he had built in Shamaron. And Ahab made an Asherah, an Asherah, and Ahab did more to provoke Yahuwah Elohim of Israel than all the kings of Israel before him. Wow, these guys keep getting worse and worse. In his days, Hiel of Bethel built Jericho. He laid its foundations at the cost of Abiram, his firstborn, and at the cost of his youngest son, Sagub. He set up its gates according to the word of Yahuwah, which he had spoken through Yehoshua, son of Nun. That's Joshua, son of Nun. That's interesting language right there. What does that mean? He laid its foundation at the cost of Abiram, his firstborn. Was this like a sacrifice that he made of his son to build this wall, Jericho? And at the cost of his youngest son, Segub, and he set up its gates according to the word of Yahuwah, which he had spoken through Yehoshua, son of Nun. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off. I don't know. Okay. Okay, cool. I got some answers here from you guys. Hold on, let me go back to the scripts right quick. So we definitely just finished chapter 16, right? I just make sure. Okay, cool. We're on chapter 17. Chapter 17. Okay. Chronicles. Okay. Chronicles. I think the book of Annals is in Chronicles. All right. Deeper search. It's reference to Chronicles, but the complete version is believed to be lost. It seems like a thing that is more common than one would think. Sometimes I put it on audio when I can't sleep, and the names make me snooze sooner or later. Yeah, the names, man, the names really trip me up. I'm sure you guys didn't notice that, but I struggle a little bit with those. All right. We're going to pause there, but I've got some Bible trivia questions. I Googled difficult Bible trivia questions. And so I'm hoping that we get some good ones. Thanks, Moose. I appreciate that, brother. Man, if you go back to some of my first Bible readings, I've learned how to read on camera, which has been a humbling experience, which was half of the reason I'm doing this, actually. So, mission is in progress. Okay, here we go. I want to present something different, and here it is. 70. Let's see. Can you see it? Oh no, I don't want to pay for it. I don't even know if I like it yet. Wait, now I can't see you guys. Where am I? I'm sharing my whole. Okay, I can see it now. You guys see that, right? Okay. All right. Well, there's 7 of us here. I have not read the answers to these questions, so I will be taking my guess after you guys get a chance to put yours in there. Okay, you're already reading the questions. I'm not even over there. Let me get over there right quick. I'm gonna have to split screen somehow. I need this to be over here. Did that mess anything up? Nope. Where did it go? Okay. Oh no. What am I doing? Okay, I see it now. There we go. Okay. You guys are ahead of me. Number 1, quiz, general knowledge and Bible trivia. What is the name and age of the oldest person mentioned in the Bible? And yes, that is correct. I saw your answer, Palmetto. And I do know that one. It's Methuselah, 969 years. All right. Which of these did not have their name changed in the Bible? I believe it was David. Yep. David did not have his name changed. Sarah was Sarai, Abram, Jacob became Israel, and Peter was Simon. What name was Moses supposed to give the Israelites when asked about who had sent him? Man, that's an easy one. All these every time you look up difficult Bible questions, and I'm not trying to flex, like they're just not difficult. Maybe they're difficult for people who like don't read the Bible. But things that are difficult is like, who was I don't know, like who is so and so's mom or dad, or like I don't know. Here we go. Let's just move on. Number 4, in the stories of Samuel, which is not true, his mother was called Hannah. He anointed 3 kings of Israel, Joseph, Saul, and David. He succeeded the prophet Eli. He had a vision while he was still very young. I guess it would be C. What do you guys think before I do the answer? No Googling. Is it not? Here, let me see is that better? Y'all don't need to see me. Okay. Did we get answers on this one? His mother in the story of Samuel, which was not true. I'm going to say C on this one. Let's go ahead and see. B? Okay, all right. Yeah, he didn't anoint Joseph. That's outside the timeline. All right. See, now I'm getting humbled. Which animal spoke to Balaam? All right, that's an easy one too. Obviously, it was a dove. I'm joking. A donkey, which we talked about this in a couple readings ago. That Shrek included the talking donkey as, in my opinion, it's mockery because that whole cartoon is about fairy tales. So they're insinuating that that story in the Bible is a fairy tale. All right, so I'm going to keep it so you can't read ahead on me. As a shepherd, David protected his flock from 2 dangerous animals. Which ones? Which ones, folks? Was it A, snake and a camel, B, a bear and a lion, C, snake and a wolf, or D, bear and scorpion? It was B, a bear and a lion. As a baby, how was Moses saved from Pharaoh's murderous decree? Was it A, he was rushed out of Egypt? B, he was hidden in a cave? C, he was put in a basket and thrown into the river? Or D, he was taken to the temple to serve God? How is that a difficult question, right? Moses was put in a basket. Okay. How many close disciples did Jesus have? These are a little out of my league, so I'm going to let you guys answer. JS, Genesis, and Moose say C, 5. No, I'm joking. We will move past this one, obviously. Okay. 12, correct. Complete the verse for Yahuwah so loved the world who gave his only begotten son, whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. For Yahuwah so loved the world. Okay, that's like the most popular verse in the Bible. So it is John 3:16. I will have to vet these questions next time before we do this. I apologize, but it's still fun. What is the name of the island where John wrote the book of Revelation? And yes, it is C, the island of Patmos. Patmos. Quiz. Second quiz, characters and passage. Okay, so was that not hard? We didn't do the hard. Okay, it does say hard. So now these ones must be harder. What was the name of the garden planted by God for the first couple? Boy. Next, in the books of the Bible, in the story Yeshua's birth, in which books of the Bible is the story of Yeshua's birth told? Okay, this is a harder one. I think that it's going to be D. What do you guys say? What do you say on this one? Is it Genesis and Psalms, Matthew and Mark, Hebrews and Revelation, or Matthew and Luke? Well, the story of his birth specifically. So, yes, the whole Bible tells of Yeshua. Matthew and Luke is my guess. Let's go for it. Let's see. Yes, the birth of Jesus is told in the Gospel of Matthew and Luke at the beginning of the New Testament, Matthew 1 and 2 and Luke 2. How many human couples entered Noah's Ark? There was, I would say, 3 couples. 4 pairs. Wait, his son. Oh yeah, he had 3 sons. I don't know why I didn't even think. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay. Which of the disciples denied Yeshua? Boy. All right. I have a set of Bible trivia that I will comb through my Bible trivia. I think I just removed myself from the live. Oops. Am I back? I think I'm back. But I don't know how to get back on the stage. There we go. Wow, technology. Yeah, so I gave a copy I gave one of those Bible trivia games to my neighbors too, and they're fun. There's a lot of decks in there too, and there's actually some pretty good questions in that game. Let's see if I can find it just to recommend to my friends. Bible trivia. Bible trivia. Where did I find it? There it is. There it is. You guys can't see it yet, but I'll share it with you. Copy the link. Boom. Here we go. That's the link. I don't get affiliates if you click on that, but it's a good game. Can't kick rocks down on those below. I'm sorry, I don't know. Most people don't. Yeah, there's still a lot that might not. That's true. I'm not trying to kick rocks on nobody. I think that if you don't know there's 12 disciples, then you probably, I don't know, just heard about Messiah for the first time. But yeah, so if you want to grab that Bible trivia game, it's a fun one. It's a great thing to do on Friday night. And but yeah, in fact, that's what we're planning to do Friday night with our friends. We're having some espresso and fellowship up at my brother not Michael, his brother. Good grief, I'm brain dead tonight, you guys. I wanted to say Adam, but it's Alex. I've got a lot of brothers now. Praise Yah. But I'm gonna sign off here and go have dinner. I think that I'm running on fumes now. But yes, of course, the espresso is made with Moose Run. That's all we got around here. Praise Yah. Bless you guys, and we'll catch you tomorrow. I think tomorrow morning we'll be on at 8 o'clock. So hope to see you there. Shalom, guys.